Super excited. I think it's going to be really fun. New group of girls, so it's definitely been fun getting to know their play styles, meshing with mine. So I can't wait.
I was going to say, just knowing you're really the returning veteran for this team, and knowing where you were last year, semi-state run, just where do you feel like the expectations are for this year's group?
We're always going to keep our expectations high, trying to exceed them. Definitely just putting confidence in the other girls that they can do it and they are capable, and that, just because we were really good last year doesn't mean we can't be as good as we were last year.
Just knowing you're one of those few seniors on this year's team, how are you trying to step your game up and be a leader for this team?
I just want to be someone that the younger girls can look up to and come to if they have questions, and really instill that we need to be aggressive. We need to still have all the same expectations that we did last year, and everyone be confident in that this is what we're doing and we need to do it.
Of course, it all starts with regular season play, NECC. Just where do you feel like, how do you feel like, how tough do you feel like the NECC is going to be once again this season?
The NECC is always going to be tough, but I think we're able to compete, and I'm excited to see how we match up against the other teams.
I'm pretty stoked. I'm really excited for this season.
Just what have you been working on this summer to see your role increase coming into the year?
Definitely coming into that point guard role, being a facilitator and looking for my own shots has definitely been a big something I've really worked on this summer.
Bailey, of course, is coming back, but you lose a lot of seniors from last year's team. Just where do you feel like the team is going to grow overall through this season?
I think we're going to have a lot of energy. We have a lot of underclassmen that are ready to fill those shoes from last year and want to be great and want to be part of that success that Garrett girls basketball has had, and they're ready to step up and get after it.
I was going to say, just knowing the success you had last year, making it to semi-state, where do you feel like the expectations are for this year's group?
Obviously they're high. I mean, some people are questioning since we are so young, but we walk into practice every day with the high expectation to go right back to semi-state just like last year. So,
how about some individual goals for you? What do you hope to accomplish this season?
Just being, contributing to the team as much as I can, kind of stepping in and helping the team get it done and make it as far as we can.
I'm super excited to see how it's going to pan out. We've lost a lot of seniors the past season, and it's just almost a brand new team, even though we do still have players from the previous season. It's just going to be exciting to see how we all mesh together.
I was going to say, just knowing how many seniors are gone from last year's team, where do you hope to see your role expand for this year?
Well, last year I was a player off the bench, which it'll be very different than this year because most likely I'll be in one of the starting positions, and it'll be very different because when you're a bench player, you know that you just have to fill the role of the person ahead of you, and now you just have to learn how to create your own role, which is new.
I was going to say, as one of those seniors, along with Bailey, along with Maddie, how do you hope to lead this team this year?
Well, we first need to figure out how we're going to mesh together as a team. We need to work on our confidence because most of us have gotten used to just falling back on Bailey and Maddie a little bit. So we need to work on building our own confidence and learning how to play the game as individuals and as a team together.
How tough do you feel like the NECC is going to be once again this year? It feels like it's always such a tough conference to compete in.
It is such a tough conference to compete in year after year, but other teams have lost important seniors as well. So it'll still be a very challenging conference, but it'll be a different year than the year before.
Of course, you always want to go in a deep postseason run, but what are some goals you hope to accomplish both from an individual and a team standpoint?
Building everyone's confidence as a team and learning to trust each other is one of the biggest goals of the season. We can make it far. We have a good team. It's just that important piece of growing together and preparing for the team for the years to come.
Really excited. It's a group that we really tried to build last year, knowing that this year was coming for them with all the seniors that we had. And there are kids who put in the work last year, and they could have played on a lot of teams, but obviously we were very special, and now it's their turn. So, you talk a new lot of things, but not really new expectations. We expect to be very good. It will take some time. These kids have not played together. Bailey been on the varsity as since her freshman year, so they got to get used to. And I've told them from day one, we've got the talent. Once we become a team, we'll be hard to play.
I was going to say, just knowing what you lost last year, players like Natalie, players like Morgan, to have some of those seniors step into those shoes, how do you feel like that process is going to go?
Well, it's going to go, it's going to go well eventually. And how long that takes will just depend on how well they communicate and work together. We've got a 6'1" kid in Kelsey Bergman inside. We got Maddie coming over that is going to be another one in a line of great point guards for us. But again, these kids have not played. They got to learn how they cut, how they play, where they want the ball. And when that happens, we'll be good. We've tried to load the front end of the schedule as much as possible to play as many tough teams as we can. We start Woodland Belmont in 3 days, and then we bring in Northridge the following Saturday. So, we're trying to push it as hard as we can so that come Thanksgiving week, when our conference starts, we're ready.
How helpful is it to have a player like Bailey to be sort of that stabilizing force between last year to this year?
It is, and it's credit to her because we've told her for 3 years, you have to fit into a group, but when you're a senior, you have to be ready to be the lead dog of a group. You have to do everything and be ready to do anything, and she's there. She's really become an all-around ball player on both ends of the floor. And she knows what I want. She knows what I mean when I say things. And she relays those messages, and the other kids are doing a good job of following her leadership.
You mentioned the expectations remaining high, and you hope to get things rolling by late November, once conference play rolls around. How do you hope to see this team from the start of the season towards February once postseason rolls around?
Well, I hope you see us play like we did last year, unselfishly, quickly. We're going to continue to run the same offense. So a lot of motion, a lot of movement, and a good defensive team. And I think that's maybe where the most work's going to have to come, is we have to learn to defend as a team. And that's a hard part for kids that have never played varsity basketball or not played as high level, is that you have to learn to defend your guy and everybody else's. So, those are the things, but we hope to look like, Garrett's always looked, and I think we will. We just have to be patient. We have to understand we're not last year's team, or we're this year's team, and we make it whatever we want to make it and whatever time it takes.